Hello, beautiful you. I am Maria Mar, the Dream Alchemist, an author, shaman, and storyteller who helps you rewrite your story of limitations into the story of you living your brilliance. Welcome to my Q&A. And here's your question. In this episode, Jerry asks, if I have a creative gift within me that has yet to be manifested, what is that gift? There are several ways, Jerry, to detect creative gifts that may be invisible to you now. And I'm going to talk today about 4. The first one is desire or longing. The second one is envy or admiration. The third one is complaints or a feeling of lack. And the fourth one is tracking or interview. Today, I'm giving you a basic description of each of these tasks, and I will use my trademark show don't tell technique using examples from my life to illustrate each point. So let's go to number 1, desire or longing. Desire and delight are the ways in which your soul guides you to fulfill your potential. In other words, we as human beings are designed so that precisely that which we want, precisely that which we want to, which gives us the most delight and joy, that is what we came here to do. That's our purpose, right? So when you love to do something, when you're blissed out as you engage in some hobby or practice or activity, or when you have a strong desire to do something, this indicates that it is a potential gift in you. Now, sometimes you have not developed the gift yet, so you don't believe that you have it. You say things like, I wish I could paint, write, play an instrument, sing, or you have a secret longing to be able to engage in it. Okay. So let's explore desire and longing. Let me go my usual show, don't tell. Ever since I was young, I used to love seeing people drumming. And I secretly longed to do it. At the time, there were few women drummers, so I had an unconscious learned belief that I could not do it, that this was a guy thing. During my personal freedom training, I went to South Africa, where every other person drums, basically. So I kind of gave myself permission to do that. And by that time, I was a shaman, so I needed to use drumming, the basic instrument for shamans. So I started doing it just for fun, just for me. And then I started joining friends who drum. And eventually, drumming has become part of my performances, of my ceremonies. And I'm not like a professional drummer, but I use drumming, and it's quite fun. And I can use it to conduct musical celebrations and meditations. This example shows that a strong desire or deep longing is our souls letting us know that we have that potential, that we have that gift, or that purpose is within us, waiting to be expressed if we only give ourselves permission to do it. If this resonates with you, then here's what to do. You need to awaken your gift. You need to awaken your gift. So how do you do that? How do you awaken your gift? The way to awaken that gift is to play, to experiment, to do it. And to do it for fun, for yourself, basically to give yourself permission to experience that without having to be perfect. Because a lot of times our belief that we need to be perfect steals away our gifts and potential. Okay, number 2, envy or admiration. You see people who are expressing that creative gift and you feel envy, or you feel a strong, bittersweet admiration that is a mix of longing, admiration, maybe a bit of envy or hunger. Now, the thing is that we kind of deny that we have envy. We don't want to see ourselves as envious people because we judge. We judge certain emotions and we call them negative. But all emotions have their own purpose and their use. Envy is an indicator that what the person is doing, experiencing, being, or creating is something that your soul longs. That it longs to be or do or create. And here's my show don't tell. When I was a young poet and writer, most anthologies and books that were being produced were produced by men and had very few, if any, women in them. So I was frustrated and furious. Here I was, producing incredible amount of poetry, usually performing my poetry, and I wasn't being acknowledged in anthologies. I wasn't being published. Sometimes I would envy writers who were published and thought things like, I'm as good or better than this person. It's not fair that they get their books published or included in anthologies just because they're men. And it's so unfair for women. All right? As I empower myself and stop giving away my power, I realized that I had the power to be published. So the first thing I did is that I found a few women who were in producing anthologies, and I got myself included in those anthologies because I was already known by the poetry I performed. So, I was included. I had that credibility. I had that skill already. All right. Then came self-publishing and came digital publishing, and it was really easy for me to just publish myself. So I created my own publishing house and I started publishing myself. And I have lots of books that I have published. Okay. So if you look at this, envy or admiration usually point to a belief that we cannot do something, that we are not good enough or as good as others. Or if you know that you're good enough and you know that you can do it, then it might be that you're giving away your power to others by not taking action on your own behalf, waiting to be published, waiting to be, discovered, waiting, procrastinating, or playing small. So if this resonates with you, here's what you need to do. You need to own your gift, right? You need to own that gift, and you need to take action on your own behalf. Be your own producer, be your own agent, be your own promoter, be your own publisher. It's really easy today. Today, the world is made for self-production. It's really easy. And here's a good exercise for you to do. Find a person you envy or admire, somebody that you wish you would be them, or wish you'd be at that level, or be earning the money that they're earning, or be as visible as they are. And that resonates with you, that you think, the person is doing something really close to what you're doing, or has your personality. Now find that person's biography, webpage, blog, subscribe, become their fan, follow them, follow everything they do, study it. Then take their biography from their blog or website, copy paste that biography into a Word document, and now you're going to substitute each sentence for something about you. Something real, something that you've done. It's not going to be everything exact, but you're just using it as a kind of a template. As you do this, you will be surprised by suddenly recognizing, oh my God, I've done this. I have that gift. I have that. It's just that you hadn't really owned it. All right. If you do not have the same experience as a person, or you have no experience, then I want you to substitute it by something that you want to be doing in 5 years from now. So it's, like a kind of projection for manifestation that you're placing yourself in. But doing that and then, printing that biography for yourself, it's going to open your eyes and it's going to be like, really, wow, it's going to impact you. And then you can rephrase it and recreate it so that it's not just a copy, for expressing your own biography for your own blog or website or whatever you need. Okay? Here we go for our third task, complaints and a feeling of lack. Check the things that you often complain about. The things that you say you cannot do, or you cannot have, or you have no talent for them, or check those recurring feelings of lack that you have, that, I wish I could do that, or, why is it that I cannot do that? I cannot have that. I cannot be that. All those feelings indicate a repressed talent or gift. And there's usually a story behind it, a story of limitation, right? Let me give you a show don't tell again. I was always complaining that the only thing I could do with my hands was to write. Okay? Oh, the only thing I can do with my hands is write. I wish I could draw. I wish I could paint. I wish I could, sculpt. I truly, truly believe this. I really did. During my healing process, when I was training as a shaman, shamans use art as one of the most powerful instruments for manifestation transformation. So I was trained, I was guided to use all art forms to track down my emotional wounds and use the art as an alchemy to transform those wounds into personal medicine, which I did. So, because it was just for me, it was for my healing, and I loved it, and I had fun doing it, I just did it, I used drawing, and then I used painting, and then I did dolls, and then I did collages, art journaling, just blossom. All of a sudden I was blossoming, I was getting better, and I was enjoying it, and I was mastering it. And it took some classes, some drawing classes, some classes that I wanted to take for more fun. And basically, I became a visual artist. And today I do my own book covers, my own art and illustrations in my books. I have products from my art. I'm an artist. All right. So usually a complaint or lack, a feeling of lack or constant complaint indicates that you have inherited or created a limiting story that does not allow you to see a gift that you have or a potential that you can develop. So if this resonates with you, here's what you need to do. You need to reclaim your design gifts and talents and just go ahead and do them. Do them for play, do them for yourself, do them for your healing, do them for your transformation, do them for your meditation, but do them. Play with them. And as you do, anytime that you hear, I cannot do it, this is ugly, this is bad, just release it and say, this is for my sacred joy, for my sacred joy. I'm just doing this for myself. I'm giving myself permission to do this. And eventually, you will do it. And when you feel, sure enough and you feel like, okay, now I'm ready, you can start taking classes, joining others, and improving it. Okay, so shift to play mode. I believe in playing as a way of growing. Okay, number 4, tracking or interviewing. These are our last way in which you can discover your untapped or invisible gift. Sometimes the limiting stories that we carry, like me believing that I could not draw, or our lack of experience makes our gifts so invisible and so way hidden inside of our like subconscious that we don't even know that we long to do. We don't even know. We don't even know that we want to do. So they become blind spots. All right. This also happens with gifts that we've grown, skills and gifts and experiences and expertise that we have grown, but that we have not recognized yet. Because sometimes we are the student and the student and the student, and we keep trying and, failing or, record failing, because I don't believe in failure. We keep, really learning, even if though we're thinking that we're trial and error or whatever. And eventually we acquire certain expertise, we don't realize that we have it. We think of ourselves as the student, and we have not realized that we have come far enough to teach others. We may not be perfect, or the ultimate or greatest investors expert, but we have grown enough to teach others and to help others. So it is a good experience to practice reflection on your personal history using journal writing, art journaling, or other media that you find attractive. Reflect on the choices you have made, the skills you have developed, the wounds you have healed, and the challenges you have overcome. Keep that journaling, and once a month, go back. You will be surprised. Also, recognize the places you like to visit, the things you like to do, the gifts your friends have, because they're usually mirrors. The leaders, artists, and heroes that you admire, they're usually mirrors of your power. And as you do all these things, your hidden skills, gifts, and talents will come to the foreground of your consciousness. Another way of doing this is to interview your friends. Check positive people that usually are good in recognizing others, that appreciate, that have the gift of appreciation, and ask them, how do I bring value to your life? What gifts do you see in me? Also observe the areas in which people ask you for help or advice, because they usually mean that you have that gift, right? So here's my show don't tell. During my training as a businesswoman, because I'm an author, I'm a storyteller, I'm a shaman, but I do this for my purpose. So I had to learn how to transform this into a business, to embody these gifts, right? So I went to a business training, and I learned branding, packaging, marketing, oh my God, so many things, right? And these skills were very hard. They demanded that I thought differently, that I perceived myself and my gifts differently, that I learned new skills. It was really hard. So I didn't see myself as mastering these things. I was like a student, at a student level. What I did not realize was that even though I was still learning and often struggling to adapt those things to what I was doing, I had become excellent in packaging. And I had a natural talent to see how a particular talent or creation or purpose could be embodied into a service or a product. So I did not realize that was in my student identity until a friend and then another friend and then another friend asked me for advice, because they heard me talking, and they said, well, start asking me questions, and I began to give them ideas, and it was excellent feedback, and they were really thankful, and they could implement it. And all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, I'm good at this. Right? Okay, so as you see, there are skills, acquired or natural, and gifts that emerge as we grow, that need to be acknowledged, valued, and redefined, but that you may have a blind spot, or you may see yourself as a student and not recognize how far you have grown and developed. If this resonates with you, here's what you need to do. Three things. Three things. Three things. All right. Number one, do your life review. Use journaling to get a perspective and acknowledge, value, and name the new skills you have developed. Number two, observe the areas where friends and peers and others ask you help or advice. Those are areas in which you have somehow developed natural or acquired gifts and skills. And number three, ask. Ask your readers, ask your clients, ask your friends, ask your peers. You make sure that are positive people, that they're not naysayers, you know. And ask them, what do you see are my gifts? What do you see are my talents? What am I good? How do I bring value to you? Okay. Okay, Jerry. Thanks for asking this. This was a really good question, and I hope this helps. Do you have a question about creativity, creating the life you want, manifesting your dreams, sharing or expressing your gifts, or embodying your purpose? If you do, post it in the comments below in this page, and I will respond, and I may include it in my Q&A monthly session. From my magical heart to your beautiful, beautiful soul, this is Maria Mar, and I want to give you a hot news. Check out my new novel, Angelina and the Law of Attraction. Let me get it. Okay, wait a second. Let me get it. Sorry, because I forgot to bring it up. All right, here it is. Angelina and the Law of Attraction. You're going to see it kind of, I think, reversed, right? Angelina and the Law of Attraction is my shamanic fantasy novel, and it has included a free bonus package. This is a very magical journey of a woman, a creative woman, who's about to give up on her creativity and her natural talents, and then is guided by a magical lady into embodying her gifts, discovering, embodying, and trusting her gifts, and ends up publishing her book, right? And this is also embedded with shamanic insights like the law of attraction and how to manifest, right? So you can use it. You can, purchase it at catchthedreamexpress.com book. catchthedreamexpress.com/book. So don't forget to get it. And when you get it, any questions you have, you can ask me and I will respond. All right? Bye.